The path to peace, the path to Jerusalem can be summed up in one phrase. Only justice can bring peace. The main reason Trump couldn't achieve peace is that all his approved plans simply lacked the element of justice. Let's put it simply, without public good, there is no peace. A peace without public good is just a preparation for World War III, and it will definitely be that way. To put it simply, there is no peace without public welfare, and peace without public welfare is just a preparation for the Third World War. It is bound to be so. We say this because of what Jerusalem tells us. Turn to the next page and look at Jerusalem. The Hebrew word for Jerusalem is written there as the way of peace and the teaching of peace. Then we will look up the Bible to see Jerusalem. How did the proper noun for the city come about? Jerusalem, you see, didn't originally appear under the name Jerusalem. It first showed up as Salem in Genesis 14, verse 18. There's King Melchizedek of Salem, and we're all familiar with that, according to the tradition of the Jewish scriptures. Salem is indeed Jerusalem, I agree. This is confirmed by the second verse of Psalm 40, verse 76. That is to say, Jerusalem first appeared in Genesis 14, verse 18. The meaning of Salem is harmony, peace, and tranquility. At that time, the king was Melchizedek, and we're quite familiar with him from the book of Hebrews, which talks a lot about Melchizedek. What Mackenzie meant was that my king is righteous. That is, the king of benevolence and righteousness, the king of public welfare, the king of righteousness, or the king of righteousness. So Melchizedek and Jerusalem put together tell us that the reason Jerusalem is known as the city of peace is because it is ruled by public good. That's why we say that humanity's path to peace must go through public good. Without justice, there is no peace. The only way forward is through public good. No justice, no peace. The righteous will live by faith. This principle is the same. It's only through justice that we can have peace, tranquility, rest, and eternal life. This is the fundamental theme we're discussing today. Public good, peace. Without public good, there is no peace. Selfishness cannot lead to peace. Interests cannot lead to peace. Schemes cannot lead to peace, and deals cannot lead to peace. Only public good can lead to peace. What's interesting is when Jerusalem appears in the book of Joshua, another king, Adonizedek. It's kind of similar to Melchizedek, right? The name Adonizedek actually means Lord of Righteousness. Melchizedek and Adonizedek have somewhat similar names, right? Selling chicken actually means king. Shida means public welfare. So this one who shares the name Zedek also has the meaning of public good. The meaning of Adonai is my Lord. This Adonizedek, we should consider this as the Antichrist, especially when it comes to the later Jerusalem. Then he led more kings of the Antichrist nations to join forces and battle against Joshua. This time, without a prophet, the false prophet rises up to make Joshua surrender. This war is finally Joshua's army won the victory. What I want to tell you is why. These two kings with completely opposite positions both provided for the public good. My understanding is this: you want to be king in Jerusalem without public welfare. Whether it is true or not, it is simply impossible. So even if an antichrist is king, he has to use the name of industry. Therefore, I think, in the city of peace, the king can only be public welfare, and only public welfare can lead to peace. Whoever strays from public good cannot govern or manage Jerusalem. Jerusalem is not just the center of the earth. It is also a meeting point for all of humanity's ideals that tells all of humanity how to live in peace on this earth. The only way to do that is to be an artist, to engage in acts of public good. Otherwise, families, nations, and ethnic groups will always be in a state of war. Peace, it's truly a common dream for all humanity. No one can argue with that. Those who say they want to fight for greatness every day are just delusional. We all hope for peace. Yeah, recently some people have been reminding or scolding me, saying I haven't criticized President Xi in a long time. Sai, it's true. So some people assert my recent attacks on Trump are because I've taken money from President Xi. There is a lot of evidence that shows that I am already a CCP spy. So I am here today. I would like to make a clear appeal to President Xi and your party. Look, I haven't criticized you for a long time. Can you give me some money? I will definitely donate it to our church. That's the truth. In China's history, the pursuit of peace has always been a constant theme, and you can see this reflected in China's own Jerusalem. China has 3 cities of Jerusalem. The first one is called Chang'an. The second one is called Beiping, and the third is Xiong'an. Take a moment to think about that. In fact, Chang'an has been in China for thousands of years. The ancients' pursuit of peace. It's a shared pursuit, and you can see that in China's Jerusalem. It really shows how people around the world seek peace. There really is a shared ideal. But you will find that the Chinese name for the city of peace has nothing to do with craftsmanship. What does Chang'an mean? It means there is a time modifier in front of it. We long for long-term peace, but it does not tell you how to achieve long-term peace. Only Jerusalem tells us how to move towards peace. This is just like the Chinese character Fu that is pasted on every household during festivals. So how can you truly enjoy blessings and become a blessed person? Only Jesus Christ, who is on the mountain, can tell you how to be blessed. Blessed are the humble, blessed are the pure, blessed are those who show mercy, blessed are those who are easily persecuted, blessed are those who are persecuted for their benefit, that is, Jerusalem. As long as you understand what I mean, that's all that matters. But the way Chinese people understand peace and happiness has nothing to do with public welfare. That's why Buddhism is so rampant. Why do people rush to light the first incense stick on the first day of the Lunar New Year? Even the ox-headed and horse-faced monsters, even the evil spirits and monsters must be blessed. I mean, I'm a really terrible person, and if I steal that incense stick, I'll be blessed? That's just a cult. Chang'an represents this kind of cult mentality, where it doesn't matter if you're good or evil, I just want peace, which is such a nonsensical way of thinking. And because of this, the 24 histories are basically centered around the city of Chang'an. Peace, peace, God said, there is no peace. In modern times, the ideal of peace. There's Beiping, which later became Beijing. In Beiping, the peace in front has had the temporal modifier removed, and what has been added? It added a spatial modifier. The peace of the North. I guess this might come from the concept of feng shui. This place has good feng shui, so we can enjoy peace. So you see, this dragon fruit or the kingdom of Satan, it really is me. No matter how we talk about peace, I just don't want it to be easy. So let's not talk about Christ, right? But in reality, it proves that Beiping has no peace. The great proletarian cultural revolution, no need to say more. At this moment, our great leader has appeared, my favorite, Chairman Xi. Chairman Xi wants to establish the third Jerusalem named Hearken. Think about what this really means. He still inherits the common hope for peace that all humanity shares. But how do you achieve peace? You have to be a bear. What does bear mean? It means being powerful or formidable. It means who dares to mess with me. It's just like what Trump recently said about you, little Uriah. How dare you challenge the big guy Goliath? That's not Uriah. David actually dared to take on Goliath. You can't just pick a big guy to challenge. So this world is governed by the strong to maintain peace. I'm telling you, this is the way of Satan, the peace that God despises the most. Do you think Martha has peace? Peace comes from God, and it comes from the public good, for the artist's peace. So when it comes to Xi Jinping, the contemporary Chinese expression for peace is completely satanic. Like Hearken. God is with me. Why do we say that God's miracles are real? Just look at how Hearken has turned into a racetrack. You can see how it turned into a wasteland. And you know God is laughing at him. There's no peace anymore. There's just no peace. The big principles we're talking about really aren't limited to national affairs. The Russia-Ukraine war. The same goes for families. You know, every time a family faces a crisis, like divorce or disputes, there's a simple reason. And today we can see it clearly through Jerusalem. What's the reason? Not a single person was put on the next page. Today we're on the theology of marriage and family.